What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a brand new video. Today we have part 1 of a multiple part series where I'm going to be talking you guys through a proper beginner operations guide. So I'm going to be dividing this up into multiple episodes, at least 2, maybe more. The first episode is going to be very basic. If you already have an understanding of operations and how to make classes, this is not going to be your episode. You might want to check out the second one because that goes into more detail. This episode is solo focused on simply explaining the game mode operations. So if you've never played extraction shooters before, this will be a good one. And how to make a class and how operations exactly work. Because there's like a bunch of things going on. You have departments, auction, black site, the gunsmith. I'll be explaining that in this one. We'll also be hopping in the game later on, and then you'll see what you need to do in game. So let's get right into it. So the first thing when you're hopping in is you hop into this screen right here. You have your stash, operators, departments, auction, black site. First, go to your stash. So this is basically your loadout that you're going to be spawning in with. And then on the right side, you see the stash. So this is kind of your inventory with a bunch of items. And a lot of items are going to be like, I don't know what this is. You're probably going to recognize guns, but you also have attachments. You have repair stuff. You have heal stuff. You have ammunition. All that stuff to make a proper class. So when you make a class in Delta Force operations, you need to really think about everything. We're going to get to this in a second. Operators, this is literally the operator you're going to be spotting in with. Every operator has specific gadgets you can use in your advantage. Departments has, it has missions. That's what we're on right now. Every category is kind of, has different types of missions. You can do this. You can also not do this. It's not the main purpose of operations, but it's a good way to get some side, rewards, and also these missions will help you unlock more stuff later on. I'll be explaining in part 2, but the missions are not your biggest concern in the beginning, but there are some easy missions, and these missions also will kind of guide you how the operations exactly work, which I really like. So if you don't understand operations, you can go to these missions, you want to accept them, and then it will kind of slowly guide you through every step. So sometimes there's a mission like, hey, create this gun, and then it will kind of guide you through how to make a gun, and then you complete a mission. And you have that for a lot of different classes and stuff like that. Now you have a supply station. This is where you can create stuff if you want to. If you find the items, you can buy it right here or exchange stuff. So you're basically trying to find items in game, and you can exchange them for a gun you can use for the next round if you want to. Auction, this is where you can basically buy everything you want. The auction is where people put their stuff on, and you can buy it for a certain price. Also, if you list items, you can they will be put to the auction. Listing, this is where you sell your items. So let's say I want to be selling an item. Let's say I want to sell some ammo right here. We're going to sell some ammo. You put it to the listing, and this is where you can say what pricing. For ammo, you list them per bullet, I am pretty sure. Now a little tip I'm already going to give you guys. This is some of the prices. You want to go on the lower end. So the lowest is 1,011. I'm going to sell it for 1,000. I'm going to list. The reason why you want to be doing that is because that way you can list items very quickly, and they will be bought quickly. You're going to notice when your stash is getting full and you quickly want to sell stuff through the auction, which will make you more money. It sometimes takes a while for people to buy your items. Once somebody bought your item, you don't instantly get the money. You first have to go to your mill, then you have to go to auction, and there you can claim the money. So I made some money right there, and somebody bought some ammo right there. So that's how you claim your money. Now on to the next thing, black site. This is where you can start producing stuff. So this is also kind of later on. In case you want to produce an SVD, you can also just buy this from the auction, but in case you have the items, it's probably better to do it because it's cheaper basically. So you can quick fill these items, and then it will start producing. It can take a long time, as you can see, but sometimes it's cheaper. And here you can see some pricing if you want to buy it from the auction or not. So as you can see right here, right now, for me, it would cost me 31,000 to create the SVD. If I would buy it in the auction house, it's gonna cost me 49,000. So it's a good way to produce stuff for more cheap. Gunsmith, this is where you can put attachments on your guns and buy guns. And this is literally guns that are in your stash. So if I go to stash, for example, remember the SQ502, I go to stash, you see it's right here. So you can modify guns like that. So that's explaining all the top pop-up menus. Now we're going to make a class, and after that we're going to jump in a game. So a class consists of a gun. You want to put some ammo in your pocket. You want to have stuff that protects you from bullets. So you put up a helmet and a vest. And you have a chest rig and backpack. Both chest rig and backpack are mainly for stuff to put your items into. Then you also have a card holder. A card holder, you can find key cards. You can also buy them. These key cards will get you access to specific areas on the map that you cannot access without a key card. So if I found this key card literally when I was playing Zero Dam, and if I look at it and I'm gonna go and use that, then here on the map, this is where I can use the key card. And sometimes you have a really good key card, and behind that, in that specific room, there could be very good items. Then for the last thing, you have your save box. This is where you can put items. You want to put your most valuable items in your save box. Sometimes when you're spawning in, but also when you find items on the field, you want to put them in the save box, because when you die, you keep your save box. So that's very important to know. Okay, we're going to make a class. First, we're going to start off with a helmet. You can look into your stash to see if you have a helmet available. I'm going to check right here. I have a couple of helmets available, actually. So we're going to add one here. In case you don't have a helmet available, you can go to the auction and you can buy a helmet right here. Very simple to know. Every gear has different levels. So, for example, you see it. This is red. This is gold, purple, blue, green, and this is gray. Gray is the worst type of gear you can have. Red is the most expensive gear you can have. But you can also see this in the pricing. Obviously, the more expensive something is, usually the better it is. Also, a little extra tip you want to keep in mind when you use a helmet. You can see that some helmets have a headset, like this one, and some helmets don't have a headset. Now, if I click on this helmet, you can see there's no beneficials to this. Now go to this one. This one has plus 20% hearing range, and you lose a percentage of aim speed and a percentage of movement speed, but it could definitely be worth it. So that's why there's some different prices to some of the helmets, and of course some have better protection than others. We're going back to the stash. Now we're gonna get a armor. So we're going to the auction again. We're going to the ballistic vests, they're called, and we're gonna buy a vest. I'm gonna buy this one. Let's buy. There we go. We bought it. Then we go to stash, and we'll add it like that. So now we have a helmet and we have a vest. Next thing we want is a chest rig. So a chest rig is where you can put your items in that you quickly want to have access to. That's the difference between a backpack and a chest rig. The chest rig are all items you have quickly access to. So usually in your chest rig you put heals and stuff like that, because you sometimes take damage from players on the field. You want to heal up, and this is a way to quickly have access to those items. So I'm going to buy this chest rig right here. Bought it. There you go. We'll go to stash, and there it is. So we have a chest rig. Next thing we buy is a backpack. So we buy a backpack. Backpacks prices are mostly based of how much slots they take, but some slots work a little bit differently than others. So here you can see this one offers 24 storage slots. This one offers 16. So we're gonna buy this one, go to stash, and we'll put the backpack on there. So now we have a helmet, vest, chest rig, backpack. Next thing you want to be doing is you want to have a gun. You can also spawn in without a gun. Then you can kill a bot and use his gun. You can knife your gun. You can use some of the guns you already have in your stash if you're lucky. If you don't have one, you can go to auction. You can go to firearms and buy a gun you would like to get. So I'm gonna buy a M4 right here. Let's buy it. And you basically buy a naked M4A1. This doesn't have any attachments. So what you do is you right click on the gun, and then you go to modification. You can also do this in the gunsmith. The M4 is right there, but it's much easier to just do it like this. You go to modification, and here you can add some attachments. For operations, it can be important to have a suppressor. So we're gonna add a super cheap suppressor. Then we're gonna have a mag. We're gonna add the 45 round drum mag here, or the drum mag, the normal mag, and then I want to have one side that is going to be the. Let's put up the panoramic red dot sight. Scopes overall are a very good choice, by the way. So as you can see, we got 3 attachments. Every attachment costs a lot of money, so be considerate of what attachment you use. Now, next thing we want is some bullets for the weapon. You can see right below the name what kind of bullets your gun needs. So we're going to ammo, and you can literally buy certain ammos. Now you can see everyone's there's different prices to each type of ammo. And of course, gold ammo will do a lot more damage than gray ammo. We're gonna buy some blue ammo here. I'm gonna buy 200 rounds, and yes, ammo can be very expensive, as you can see right there. It doesn't mean we have the ammo yet, so we'll put ammo right here. You put the ammo in the pockets. So put 2 stacks right there, and then we put 1 into the gun. Now the gun is reloaded. Otherwise, this is the ammo you're carrying with you, but it's not reloaded yet. Put some ammo. It's also smart, because 1 stack of ammo can actually cost a lot, to spawn in with your ammo in the save box. However, when you're trying to reload your gun, you only have the bullets available that are in your pocket. So I just prefer to keep them in my pocket. But if you're carrying super expensive ammo, then sometimes it's better to keep them in the save box. Now we're almost done with our class. We want 2 more things, preferably even more. But we're gonna keep it simple, this one. So we want heals. We'll go to auction, consumables, and we're gonna use heals, and you want a surgical kit. So heals you use to really regain a little bit of health, and surgical kits, if you've broken something, you can break your arm, your legs, whatever, you can fix that with a surgical kit. So it's always important to have, you can use a simple surgical kit, or you can use more expensive ones. Each have their own benefits. So I usually prefer to buy one of these, and I prefer to buy one of that. So now we have that, and there you go. So we have heals and a surgical kit. Those are 2 of the main important ones. There's a bunch of extra stuff you can use, not important right now. Mainly make sure you have heals and surgical kits. Then there's 2 extra things you can use, because you have armor and helmets. They can break down during a game. So you have these repair kits that you can also buy at the auction site. You could go to consumables, repair kit. Here you can buy repair kits. So once your helmet or vest takes damage, but you survive the gunfight, this is the only way you can repair your vest. You can see the vest or the helmet. So you kind of want to have that as well. Sometimes for solo runs, I actually don't use these. I just like steal the helmet or the vest of the enemy player that I killed. However, when you do damage to a player, you damage their helmet as well. So this is a fairly complete loadout. You could add more heals to it. You could add some of these. The CS, we're gonna check details there. A single dose injector used in emergencies to quickly recover significant stamina. For example, when you get damaged, you can use this really quick, and you have fast stamina again, because sometimes you take damage. You have the same with painkillers, or here you can always check details of something when you want to boost something. So these details boost here range for 180. So these are kind of like short power-ups you can use, but it's not really doesn't really matter a lot for the basics. So now we have a pretty complete loadout right here. Next video, we're gonna hop in a game, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly what you want to be doing in